Here at Cleveland Clinic Courts, the Cavs just finished up practice for the day. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, still a number of days away, but the Cavs got some good work in today. And Chris, the big story, Kyrie Irving was back on the practice court. He played in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, said that gave him a little bit of peace of mind, and seeing him back on the practice court, something that he wasn't able to do during the Atlanta series.
Yeah, and it was refreshing to hear that. You know, he talked about his confidence level, and I asked him about, how is your confidence level right now? He said, that never wavered. I'm like, no, Kyrie, I mean your confidence level in your body. He's like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's something that had to be, be built up because he was concerned about his left knee. You can tell when you're overly thinking out on the basketball court, that affects your game because you're thinking about the injury rather than putting the ball in the court. And that was one thing that he was always having problems with while playing through injury. He's not used to, going into a game and having to worry about his body and making sure he doesn't plant wrong and things of that nature. So he says he's at a good point right now when it comes to the mentality in his body. So that's a good thing going forward.
The other guy that's at a good place, LeBron James, Joe, he said that this time off is certainly going to help him because he's a little bit banged up. He knows Kyrie's a little bit banged up. He knows Iman Shumpert's a little bit banged up. What did you take from what LeBron had to say today in the first practice going into the finals?
Well, what I took was if you had any doubt last week that LeBron was or was not sending code to Kyrie to get his rear end out there, that was solved today. We asked LeBron point blank, was Kyrie playing in Game 4 one of those steps you talk about? All year he's talked about players and his team making mental steps to be a little tougher. And he said without hesitation, yes. So there you have it. Kyrie getting out there and playing in Game 4 on in a series that the Cavs had total control of shows that LeBron wants guys out there pushing through the pain. And that's what Kyrie was able to do, and so they feel whole now going into the finals.
So much of the conversation in this matchup is going to be about LeBron James versus Steph Curry. Number 1 in the MVP, number 3 in the MVP, one face of the league right now, a guy who could potentially in the future become the face of the league. Besides just LeBron, the advantage that the Cavs will have with LeBron, Chris, give me another advantage that they may have going into this Golden State series.
Tristan Thompson on that glass, man. I still don't think there's anybody that can match up pound for pound, body for body with Tristan Thompson when you talk about crashing the boards. Draymond Green, man, he is an unbelievable player. He has improved ever since his rookie year, but he just doesn't have the size and the physical capacity to be able to body Tristan up down there. So I think that's going to be one advantage they're going to have every single night. They're going to have to they're going to have to face guard him. They're going to have to double team him to keep him off of the glass, particularly the offensive rebounding edge. So definitely that's one advantage the Cavs have as well as LeBron.
And Joe, as I mentioned, it's Steph Curry versus LeBron. That's what so many people are talking about, two Akron guys. LeBron said he doesn't really have a huge relationship with Steph because they just haven't gotten that close over the years, but he does have plenty of admiration for Steph Curry.
He does, and he's been talking about this really all year because this has really been a storyline all year. I mean, they were the two marquee names at the All-Star game. Steph was the top vote getter for the first time. LeBron was right behind him, and it's kind of just continued. About this Steph being an Akron kid, he was born here, but he's not an Akron kid, okay? He
Come on,
was
it
raised
counts.
No. He's from North Carolina. That's where he grew up. LeBron's an Akron kid. That's the end of that.
Come on, he was born here. When you ask Steph, what hospital were you born in? It was an Akron hospital. You're saying it doesn't count.
Well, I mean, if that's your specific question, fine. But there's one Akron kid playing in these finals.
All right, you mentioned Tristan Thompson as a guy who's going to be big for the Cavs. LeBron had tons of comments about Steph Curry, and he was asked, how do you slow down Steph? He said, the same way that you slow me down. You can't. So obviously Steph is going to be a problem for the Cavs. Give me another guy that you think could potentially become a problem in the finals.
For the Golden State Warriors?
Yep.
Klay Thompson, man. Come on, you got to throw that guy. I mean, this guy is somebody who needs 1 inch of daylight to let it fly. He's similar to Steph Curry. So his release is not as quick as Steph, but he can still get it off. He can be unbalanced. His feet doesn't have to be set. He can still get up a quality look. And he moves all around the basket. And one thing about Kyle Korver and Klay Thompson, same type of a game. But Kyle Korver, he needs to elevate to get a quality shot up. Klay could come off of that screen, just let it fly. And that's why he's going to be able to get up shots that Kyle Korver wasn't able to get up. And that's going to put more pressure on Shump. J.R. Smith, maybe even Kyrie if he's switching out on him. He's going to put pressure on just the way he runs around.
Obviously, Kyrie is less than 100%, and the matchup is between point guards Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving. But how much do you expect Kyrie to be guarding Klay, the guy that you just mentioned, given the fact that Kyrie has been taking off Derrick Rose at times? He has been taking off Jeff Teague at times.
I think we're going to see a scenario where Kyrie is probably going to be matched up against Harrison Barnes a lot. You don't want to go Klay Thompson. You can't run with him. Stephen Curry. You can't guard Stephen Curry with one leg. And Harrison Barnes is a guy that's just, he's a spot-up shooter. He can drive. And another thing, they share the same agency. They same agent. So I think they'll have some little bickering going on between those two. But I think that's the best scenario and matchup for Kyrie in that series.
All right, practice 1 is down for the Cleveland Cavaliers here at Cleveland Clinic Courts. NBA Finals starting June 4th in Oakland. For Joe Vardon, Chris Haynes, I'm Chris Fedor. Continue to check out the coverage, cleveland.com/Cavs.